Okay, welcome to the second in the series. This is World Lockdown Projects to Inspire, projects that you're doing in your workshop around the lockdown. Maybe you're stuck at home, maybe you're on leave from work or whatever. But basically, if you've not seen this before, there's another video before this. I'll put it at the end of this video so you can see that one as well. It's basically subscribers sending me images of a little bit of a story, a couple of images, and then I'm going to show you, read them out, and any links that I've been sent with those images, I'll put on the screen as I show the pictures. So there's quite a lot to get through, so I'm going to get straight into this, really inspiring. So the first one is from Tom. He says, woodworking is his hobby, and he works full-time as an engineer, designing bits for large yellow diggers for an American company. Says he watches my channel, has found it really inspiring. Thanks, Tom, really, really good. I love your pictures. It looks like your kit is absolutely mint. Your projects are really, really cool. So have a look on that on the screen. Some wonderful timber there. Looks like he's got some nice hand planes as well. Really, really cool. Lovely job getting your son involved as well. Really nice. Next one is Nick Evans. He said he made this from some ash and walnut for his kids, from some leftover material. Looks really nice. I love the joinery. Really smart. Very simple design, but really effective. Nice one, Nick. I really love it. Next up is from Mike. He says he's an aspiring YouTuber. He's worked on this mega Jenga kit, which has a unique carrying case and a custom stacker. Unbelievable. It's cherry and black walnut with a Japanese inspired handle. Looks awesome. He says I also might like his bench. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel on the screen here. His bench looks really killer as well. Looks like he's really organized in his shop. Nice one, Mike. Thanks for sending that in. Next one is from James. He says, I have no work, so decided to make a kids skate ramp, total cost $0, all offcuts. Nice one, James. Absolutely love it. I used to have one of those when I was a kid. I've made loads in my time. I love them. Okay, next one is from Duncan. Duncan says he's a full-time restorator, but he's had to give up work because of the lockdown, obviously, and this could seriously affect him. Duncan, I totally feel your pain, man. I don't know what's going to be happening. Another 3 weeks has been announced in the UK. And I know you're in the UK, so God knows what's going to happen. I'm starting to worry as well, but hey ho, we've got to get on with it. What you've made here is absolutely awesome. He's making stuff out of leftover wooden scraps, and he's actually starting to sell it to try and make some money on the side online. So there's a link on the screen here for Duncan. Good luck with it, Duncan. All the stuff looks really top class. I love the coat hanger. I've always wanted to do one of those things actually for myself. So all really nice, and your work at the bottom there, the chairs you've been restoring, epic, mate. Nice one. Next up is from Mersad. I think that's how you pronounce it. He says this is some of the projects he's been doing in the past month. Looks like he's got a cool little router sled going on there, some walnut, loads of resin, and the finished job at the end there, really nice. Top class, man. Clear resin is a pain because of all the little bits and spiders or whatever it is that fly around in your workshop, fall into it. But you've done a great job there. It looks epic, really smart. I like the stainless legs as well. Next one is from Jack. He said he really finds my videos inspiring. Cheers, man. He said it inspired him to go out this weekend and start a project of his own. Rather than buying some slabs, he milled it himself. It's really cool doing that. I can see the pictures here. Looks great. I used to do a lot more milling. I just don't get the time anymore. I was doing it with a chainsaw, so really good. Project looks really cool. He goes on to say he's using PVA to seal the end grain. He very much looks forward to my videos about sealing the end grain. I thought I did a video actually, Jack. I thought I use PVA and any old emulsion that I've got lying around. The cool thing about the emulsion, it helps the PVA to water down a bit, but also you can see a colour and it can remind you how long it's been there. So I use PVA and emulsion myself. I don't use anything special. Next up is from Howard. I really like these, Howard. They are stools. He says he's made and sold 4 of these already. Well done, man. They're stools for toddlers so they can help in the kitchen safely. Brilliant idea, and they look really cool. I do like natural wood normally, but I like that white and grey you've done. It looks really cool. Next one is from Paul. He says he's turning his garage into a workshop. That looks really cool. And he says he's a bit of a slow progress due to lack of materials. Well, I've been told by some of my subscribers, Wix is a really good place. And I did try B&Q, it was okay, but my local builder merchant is shut down at the moment. And he's also built a shelf for some booze, looks really good, some little whiskies on there, and a nice little flower stand, excellent. The next one is from Morris. Thanks, Morris. Sent another project in. He calls this a sweetheart box. He says it's made from South American exotic wood. He can't remember exactly what it is. He calls it a sweetheart box, and it's got some champagne in it. And what happens is the couple put a letter on their anniversary each year in it. So a really nice gift and memento. He goes on to say, brilliant craftsmanship from that young 16-year-old on the last video. I agree. Everyone mentioned that. It's really, really cool. And there's all good stuff, all stuff to inspire all of us. He said my channel is inspiring him, and stay safe. Thanks a lot, Morris. All of your stuff's inspiring all of us. So nice one. Thanks for sharing. Next up is from Lee. He said he's a full-time joiner in a sash window company and doors, old-fashioned sash windows. He goes on to say he's 32, lives in the UK, and he started making resin river tables. This is his first attempt. He said looks really good. With Glasscast 50, wicked, that's what I use, as I'm sure you know. Looks like it's English yew wood, and he's got some nice blue resin there on those hairpin legs. Nice one, Lee, looks really cool. Next up, Ian Cameron. Nice one, Ian, I think you sent one on the first video. He says, it's really great what I'm doing here. That's all right, mate. I'm really pleased to help everyone share their work and for us to build a little community while it's in this horrible time, as I said before. He said he's got 3 charcuterie boards here. First 2 are spalted walnut. They look really, really nice. I love that big circle handle. I do it sometimes. And the last one is Glasscast 50 with oak resin. Good job, man. Looks really, really cool. I do like that really dark resin. Looks really slick. And you can see the oak there next to it, all different colours on that grain. Really nice piece. Okay, next up is from Damon from Christchurch in New Zealand. Blimey, that's a long way. Good to meet you, mate. He says he's had 3.5 weeks lockdown, plenty of time to get on with projects, which is cool. Thanks for the inspiration on the leg design. Let's have a look. Yeah, I recognise those legs. Looks really cool. I do like that design. It works really well for coffee tables and dining tables. He says it's plain and tower coffee table, or TAWA coffee table. Nice one, Damon. Looks really cool. Glad my legs inspired all the way to New Zealand. The next up is Matthias from New Zealand. He said he's Brazilian, living in New Zealand. Wow, that's 2 from New Zealand, one after the other. I'm reading these out in order. That's cool. I'd love to visit New Zealand one day. So he's just starting he says he's new to woodworking and he's watched every one of my videos. Well done, because there's a lot of them. So you've got a couple of resin projects here, and there's a link on the screen to his YouTube making them. Looks really good. I kind of recognise those legs a little bit on the store at the bottom. Nice. Lovely colour resin. And yeah, the wood looks great. The kind of cookie top's really nice on that thing. Nice one. Next one is Andrew Shaw. He says, love your channel. Cheers, man. Just finished a pair of bedside tables in oak on lockdown. The drawers are hand cut, half blind dovetails. That seems to be a bit of a theme, and they look insane, Andrew. You've done a really good job. He says he's also working on a medicine cabinet in oak, and after making a couple of jigs, he's managed to cut the through dovetails on his table saw. That's like Ishi. I like watching him on YouTube, and I know he does it on the table saw. Really, really clever. Excellent, Andrew. Really like that. The next up is from Joel. Joel is from Ohio in the States. He says there's 2 projects here that he started. He's usually a hybrid woodworker, but these are done by hand. I think he's maybe stuck away from his shop. These are the first projects, tools only, hand tools only, he says. He says he calls it a hobby and it keeps his stress levels down, being diagnosed from PTSD from the military. So I hope you're staying safe, Joe. It looks really nice, really good work, very accurate. I love those dovetails. He says, keep up the good work. He loves the channel. Very inspiring. You're welcome, mate, and you stay safe. Next up is from Chris. He's a part-time woodworker. He does do some of this for money. He's hoping to go full-time one day. It is tough, but it is very rewarding. He says he's watched thousands of YouTube videos. It has to say mine are his favourite. Such an inspiration. Thanks for sharing, wicked channel, mate. Well, thank you. Thanks so much. I'll show a couple of your projects here. So he's made a rustic chair out of 200-year-old pine. That looks really nice. And he's also done a rustic table made from some old barn doors, which is really nice. He's done quite a few pictures. I'll just whiz through them. He's made some solid oak plant stands. They look really cool. I love the bottom of those, really modern, so really cool. Nice one, Chris. Next up is from Andy. He's making an Art Nouveau inspired plant stand for his elderly mum. She's going to be 89. It's made of mahogany, 100-year-old mahogany and maple shoes. I really love that inlay. I've seen something like this before. Really lovely work. So So he goes on to say, thanks so much for the channel. It keeps us all inspired. Well, I'm really glad you all like it. It's really nice to hear. So thanks very much. And that looks really nice, Andy. The next up is from Chris. He says this is a project, his final project at college, but he didn't get it finished in time. So this is actually a CAD drawing of it. It'd be great to see an image of where you did get, Chris, at some point. But it's looking really cool, very modern, very complicated. Well done. Next up is from Mark. This is a clock he made for his girlfriend, and it's made from olive burl. Looks absolutely lovely. Olive wood is awesome. I'd love to get some olive. Next is another Mark. He does feral burning. Looks really interesting. I've not got into it. My son was going to muck around with some transformers. Really does look good. Someone in Ludlow, near where I live, does this as well. Very good work, Mark. And the resin looks stunning. I love the kind of multicolour you get between the edge of the resin and where the wood's burning, the darker wood. Really nice work, mate. Keep up the good work. Next, Chris, this is another follow-up from Chris. He's done his resin pour on his, if you remember on the last one, he's done a resin pour on top of all of his path and everything. So he's protecting it here with the sheet. I didn't quite work that out at first. Then he goes on to show some more of his work. Will's just come in, right, Will? So Chris has sent 3 projects he's been working on. He said he finished them a couple of weeks ago. The timber is blackwood, but it's very unusual bird's eye. Found at a sawmill in Tasmania. It looks in September last year. Looks awesome. The wood is amazing, the grain. What you've done with the resin is just really classy. And I really like the shadow gap on that table. There's another couple of pictures at the bottom. It's got some Jura. I think it's Jarrah, and he's got some eucalyptus at the bottom there. Some new slabs. I guess that's for some more projects. Awesome, Chris. I really, really like that, and I do really love that kind of bird's eye wood you've got there. Send us pictures when you finish the resin, because I'd like to see the resin path. Next up is from Gordon. He said after learning every phase of construction from top to bottom, building a beautiful home over the last 35 years, he still felt something was missing. Then he happened to stumble across my channel. I'm glad you did, it's awesome. He hit the subscribe button and he says he'd never seen live edge and resin, and the light bulb come on and it looks like he's really got the bug. So let's have a look. He's done so much stuff. I'd love to know, Gordon, whether you've got one of those CNC handheld routers, because you're doing those little paws and those bones. I don't know what they're called, but I've seen them on YouTube. They look really good. I'd like one of those. Yeah, so let us know, Gordon, in the comments. Have you got one of those handheld CNCs, or how are you doing that? Really nice work, Gordon. Excellent. Nearly there. Next one is from Weston. He's from Tulsa in Oklahoma. He says he's been doing woodwork for about 2 years. He's made a kitchen table, and now he's gone on to make these kind of Sam Maloof inspired chairs. I really, really like them. He said he liked the grain, and he's used some resin on some of the defects to bring it out. They're not quite finished. He says he's got to sculpt out the seat, sand and finish, but they look really good. Really enjoy watching your YouTube channel. You do amazing work. Look forward to your videos. Best wishes. Thank you. Awesome. Nice one. Okay, that's it for this one. I'm going to keep these going. So again, there's a link in the description. Please send 2 pictures via email with a short description, and I'll try and get them on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. It's really good to keep our community spirit up over this hideous time. And now in England, we've just had a bloody another 3-week lockdown minimum. So it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. Hope you're all staying safe. Really appreciate sending the projects in and everyone sharing. It looks like it's a good thing. Thanks a lot. I'll see you all on the next one.